I'm John Erking. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. The Flagler County Commission voted unanimously Monday to build a new Flagler County Sheriff's Operations Center in Palm Coast, next to the county library on Palm Coast Parkway. The vote makes official the permanent abandonment of the old Operations Center in Bunnell, which Sheriff Rick Staley and his staff refused to work in because of ongoing environmental health concerns. Commissioner Dave Sullivan says, while it was the right thing to do, it will have consequences.
There's only so much money that we can get hold of and do it in a reasonable fashion, and therefore plans that we had for the budget for the next couple of years we'll have to tighten up. And as an example, we had a number one choice of getting some additional grants to build the South Library in Bunnell, where we already had purchased property, and those are going to have to be put for a while.
As for the old Ops Center, Commission Chair Donald O'Brien says its fate remains uncertain.
We don't know how long it's going to take until we have final results on all these different tests that are still outstanding, and after that, then we'd have to make a decision what to do as far as mitigating the building or not mitigating the building, and how to move forward from there. And we didn't want to tie up the sheriff's operations any longer than we already have. It's been 11 months since that building's been vacated.
The new building will likely cost between $12 and $15 million and be about 40,000 square feet in size. The decision also means the homeless camp currently on the site of the new Sheriff's Center will eventually be removed. Heidi Petito, the county's General Services Director, told the Commission that in advance of a fire mitigation project, they had to first remove 211 cubic yards of trash from the homeless camp and then dispose of 14 cubic yards of human waste, as well as drug paraphernalia discovered at the site. Brush and downed trees on 8 acres of the 19-acre parcel were cleared between March 11th and April 11th. While the project began on a sour note when public opposition halted plans to move the approximately 40 homeless people from the site, they have since been allowed to stay while being moved as needed during the mitigation project. But once construction of the new Sheriff's Center begins, the homeless people living there will be forced to move elsewhere. Meanwhile, Flagler County commissioners have agreed to keep Jerry Cameron on as Flagler County administrator for an extended period, voting unanimously to suspend the search for a permanent administrator for the time being. Cameron says the vote was not really a radical change in course.
I never had any clear expectation on time when I got here. It would depend on what the commission ultimately wanted me to do. And they proved that they want me to address issues that they had outstanding for a while, and that's what I've been doing.
Cameron was hired to fill the administrator's seat left vacant with the resignation of Craig Coffey in January.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Sunwing Airlines nonstop to Toronto, and starting in May, nonstop flights to New York City via American Airlines.
And the 14th stolen vehicle spotted by a license plate reader leads to the arrest of a 23-year-old. With more, here's Tony Magoo.
On Sunday, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office was alerted that a license plate reader read the tag of a red Honda CR-V that had been reported stolen in Flagler County. Deputies found that vehicle traveling on Seminole Woods, and after a lengthy chase that included deployment of stop sticks, the vehicle came to a halt on Old Dixie Highway after 2 flat front tires. The driver, 23-year-old John Germain, and his passenger, 24-year-old Bradford Patrick, exited the vehicle without incident. This is another example of how leveraging technology can help us effectively solve and prevent crime in Flagler County, Sheriff Rick Staley said. Thanks to the great work of our deputies and this new technology, Germain is in the Red Roof Inn where he belongs on a $7,000 bond. He was arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle as well as carrying a concealed weapon during the commission of a felony. Sheriff Staley noted this crime would have been prevented if the keys had not been left in an unlocked car overnight. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
When you're new at something, you might need to look at it like a puzzle.
That's what Palm Coast new city manager Matthew Morton says he's doing as he continues his assessment of the city.
You can start to figure out how those puzzle pieces fit together so I can get a lay of the landscape and understand what really we have in front of us, what opportunities we have in front of us, and what challenges we have in front of us.
Morton said that as he continues to assess Palm Coast, he sees nothing but opportunity.
I'm eager just to contribute to that and keep that success moving forward.
Morton said that leadership from the mayor and the council to state representatives will move Palm Coast in the right direction. Tomorrow, Morton talks about problems, challenges, and issues in Palm Coast. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm John Erking.